So what's going on, guys? Back here with another pickup video. These will probably just happen about once a month. I had wanted to have Nico in the video, but that sadly is not going to happen. So I'm just going to go ahead and shoot the video now by myself. There was one other package coming from a website, and it did not get here in time, and I just want to shoot the video because it's quite a bit of stuff, so I don't want to wait any longer, and it's been over a month. So let's go ahead and get this kicked off here. This I actually just got in the mail. I bid on this on eBay. Pretty excited to get this. This is for the original Xbox. It will work with House of the Dead 3 as advertised right here, Silent Scope, but ideally you want to have, which is actually right here, the actual Silent Scope sniper rifle, and then this will also work on Starsky and Hutch, and there's only 4 games they work with. House of the Dead, Silent Scope. I forget what the 4th one is, but I'll put it right here because I'm sure I'll remember as soon as I'm editing it. So this is actually factory sealed. This was $15.99 plus $9 shipping. Obviously I don't give a shit about factory sealed stuff because I'm a gamer. Bought this to play it, but I wanted to have a nice minty copy. This came in 2 variants. One was House of the Dead, and the other one, I can't remember what the other game is, but it had, you can actually see that it's a hand. But yeah, I'm super excited to get this. When I was younger, my childhood best friend actually had 2 of these, and if you actually have 2 of these, you can dual wield them in House of the Dead, so that's pretty sweet. You can have 2 of them. So I only have 1. I do plan on getting another one soon, but I couldn't pass up on this because these usually go for 30 or 40 open, and I got this for 20 sealed, and then obviously I had to pay for shipping, and I actually need to bitch about that because it's all smashed on the bottom, and the guy charged me 10 bucks for shipping, so I'm kind of pissed about that. He put it in a bubble mailer. Like, why the fuck would you do that if you spend $10 in the shipping? So I will be bitching about that. But let's get this video done quicker because you guys complain about the long ass videos. Alright, although Tight White apparently says if I put naked ladies in here, which you can't really do on YouTube, people might watch better, so maybe I'll put some naked ladies in here, or semi-naked. Alright, so I'm a pretty big Dreamcast fan. I don't have the biggest collection, but I do love the Dreamcast. I have the gray one, which you can actually, I'll leave a link in the description. I got one that is a launch day edition Dreamcast that the box looks like it just came off the factory floor. That was a few months ago. I picked it up when I did a trip to Eastar Land, and I did an unboxing of it. Like, it has all the baggies, the twisty ties, everything. It legit was like basically brand new quality. But I've always liked the black Dreamcast aside from the Sega Sports thing on it. Like, if it just said just Sega right there, that'd be badass. So I actually kind of want to figure out a way to get this sports part off and just have the Sega. And then I do plan on getting the black Dreamcast one day to my collection. But this is absolutely mint. I paid $15 for this at a antique store, so pretty good find. Now, if you do watch the channel regularly, you'll know that September 29th was my birthday, and I decided to splurge and buy a Hori VLX for my birthday present for myself. This was quite expensive. I didn't have a ton of fighting games or shmups, so the next part of this will be a lot of those that I added to the collection, which is why I bought this for myself. Alright, so all the fighting games that I bought. Quite a doozy. So that works with PS4 and PS3 and PC. There is actually a converter that will let you use it with the Switch, Wii U, Xbox One, Xbox 360, basically anything that has a USB, which I need to get, but it's 80 bucks, so might wait a little while for that. Alright, on to the fighting games. Picked this up used. This was like $10 at GameStop on sale. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 1. I actually started playing this. I don't want to delve into an RPG right now because I'm still playing Xenoblade Chronicles X for the Fall Backlog Challenge. Go ahead and check out that video as well. I got 6 people entered in on it this time. Pretty good prize at the end of the year. It's kind of like me giving back to the community, and also like kind of a Christmas present for whoever wins. And I actually wanted to make a comment on that. I've already made 3 of the contestants aware of this, that being Pillar of Conflict, Oso Jiggly, and Tylord Stevenson. They all said it was okay, and this was actually the 4th contestant's idea. So Mr. Venegas, this applies to you and Radar Cannon. So it was Crazy Catman Gaming who mentioned this, and it kind of made sense. So like I thought about it, and this is what we're gonna do for the giveaway. Basically, all of you guys need to finish your games by December 21st, and then you're gonna go into the Wheel Decide, and then whoever wins that will obviously win. So all of you need to beat it by December 21st, and then you will be put into the Wheel Decide, and that's how we'll decide who wins. The wheel will decide. And I feel like that's pretty fair, like he mentioned that, and then it kind of gives you more of an incentive to beat all your games, because it's not just like, oh, well, fuck it, so-and-so already won, there's no point in me playing these games. So everybody just needs to beat their games by December 21st. Update on mine. I'm not enjoying Fatal Frame. It's okay, but I just really don't like it. Metal Slug 3, very difficult. Haven't started Time Shift yet. Xenoblade Chronicles X, I am currently I'm in chapter 4, so I'm probably about 25 hours in, maybe. I don't know. I've been doing a lot of the side quests and stuff. Fantastic RPG. I'm really enjoying it, so I'm kind of ashamed that I never played it until now, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Did you just hear that noise? That's nothing. Alright, so the rest of these fighting games, let's go through these. So go figure, every time I buy a game that I wait a long time for a Game of the Year edition to come out, they introduce it as soon as I buy it. Street Fighter V, paid $10 or so for this, used. Pretty good game. I'm actually really enjoying it. Street Fighter is a complicated game to master, but an easy game to get into. I think his name's Rashid, I believe. He's got like a turban. That's the kind of guy I just, picked. And because you kind of have to pick a main when you do a fighting game. And everybody does Ryu and this and that. So I thought that guy looked kind of cool, so I picked him. He's got some sweet like tornado kicks and this kind of stuff. So I live streamed this once already, and now I'm putting it into the pickup video. But really cool game. But they announced Street Fighter V Arcade Edition, then they're going to do a Tournament Edition, then they'll do Street Fighter V Ultimate, and yada yada yada. I'm going to wait till they do Street Fighter V Ultimate so I can have all the shit on the disc. However, I'm pretty sure you have to play this online, so there's really no point in me getting any other editions, but it is what it is. Cool game, though, for like $10. Alright, one of my favorite fighting series, and I firmly believe that unless you're like a legit fighting professional in the FGC, I don't think anybody could touch me at Dead or Alive. Like Ryu and Kasumi, you couldn't touch me, and that's a fact. So this is a challenge to anybody that has PS4 copy and wants to fight me online. Loving this game. It looks pretty good. I mean, it's basically a remake of the 360 PS3 copy of the game, which was just Dead or Alive 5. We're getting close to where they should be announcing. I'm saying it now. They're going to announce Dead or Alive 6 at this year's E3 because it'll be the first true next generation Dead or Alive game. So hopefully that happens, because I truly love Dead or Alive. I own pretty much all of them, I think, actually, now that I have that. So yeah, I love Dead or Alive. Here was actually a great example of why waiting on games to get a GOTY edition is a good thing. I bought this day one for the Wii U because I was one of those few people that actually supported the third party on the Wii U, but I always wanted to get the DLC, which none of it really came out for the Wii U. Got the gold edition for, again, like $12 at Best Buy with the GCU. So this is the gold edition of Injustice 1. Didn't get the second one because I'm just going to wait for the GOTY edition, so I'm going to enjoy this. This actually has a really good story to it. You can beat it in about 5 or 6 hours, but if you can get this for like 10 to 15 bucks, I recommend this just for the story if you're a fan of like the DC universe. So this I actually picked up because I've been wanting it for a while. I own it on the PS3. I need to rip these stickers off here. Kind of a pricier title because GameStop has the exclusive on it. Oh, that's nice when they just come right off. So GameStop has the exclusivity on this, and that being Marvel vs. Capcom, or Ultimate. Oop, there's the camera. Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. So it's still kind of pricey. It came out at $30, and I paid $27.99 plus my Elite discount, which gets you 20% extra, which is pretty nice. So it ended up being like $22 or something. Can't be having no stickers on here. All right. Now here's another one that actually really intrigued me. This is actually one of the better looking games on the PS4. Not a lot of people talk about that graphically, but the that would be Tekken 7. This game, I mean, it's on the Xbox One as well, but obviously it looks better on the PS4 and the Pro for that matter. Fantastic looking visuals. Pretty neat story. I started playing this a little bit, but like, I just need to like pick the games that I'm going to play and see them through. So eventually I will beat all these, and I know I said I'm cutting back on buying games, and I am, but like I bought all this, so it's just like, yeah, but I do need to cut back. Now, the first fighting game that I ever played was Mortal Kombat 3. I believe that was in my video game significance story that I did for YouTube probably about a month or two ago. But that is Mortal Kombat XL. Waited for the GOTY edition. I'm glad I did. Unfortunately, this isn't like I mean, it's complete, but essentially there's still patches you have to download, so that kind of pisses me off. So it'll work out of the box, but then you still got to download more patches. So like, to me, that's not a complete copy, which kind of sucks. But I bought that for like $15 at Best Buy. And then this one, good story with the Hori VLX. I bought it from Newegg. It was on sale 20%, and then I had like a $10 coupon, and then I got it pretty cheaply. It's a $300 fighting stick, but I did not pay that much and was not going to. 2 days after it arrived, they announced on the website that they were giving away Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite for free. So I immediately called up customer service and bitched, and I was like, where's my copy of that? I just bought that. That's kind of some bullshit. And I got this 100% free, brand new. It's actually a pretty cool game. I wasn't aware of this till I started watching reviews on it. There's no X-Men in this. I feel like that has to do with the Fox licensing and this and that, because they still own the X-Men licenses, which is cool on all Fox, but like, there's no Wolverine or Deadpool, or like, it's just kind of weird to play Marvel vs. Capcom without those, because I used to main Deadpool. But whatever. It is what it is. It's still a fantastic game, and I paid $0 for it. Alright, so. Oh, they're over here. Okay, I got like games everywhere. Alright, so another game, I picked this up really cheaply. I did the buy two, get one free. That's the Best Buy. When you sign up, or the GameStop, when you sign up for the Elite Pro program, you get a buy two, get one free promo code or whatever, which you have to text in to get. But I looked on my account. It still says it's active till December 31st, so I'm going to actually try to use that again. But the third game that I got, I forget what the other two were. Bulletstorm Full Clip Edition. Badass game right here. This was probably one of my favorite 7th generation games. Highly underrated, highly underappreciated, for that matter. Not a lot of people have, enjoyed this, and I really think you should. You're kind of doing yourself an injustice by not playing this. It's a really fantastic game. It kind of plays like Gears of War, but in first person, and it uses the Gears of War engine, which I guess was Unreal 3, which a lot of companies use that. But People Can Fly, yeah. I don't know if they're ever going to make a sequel to this, but I'd like to see it happen. Had this sold better, that's potentially what they could have used the money towards, which they might be. So hopefully there's a sequel to it. I don't know if they left it off to where there could be a sequel to it, but we'll see one day. All right, where do we go? All right, so then from Amazon the other day, I was anticipating this game for a long time. I knew about its coming to the PS4 for a while. It was an Xbox Japanese physical exclusive that we never got here physically, and I was tempted to buy it many times, but it was an $80 title to import it basically on on eBay or whatever. So that being Raiden 5 Director's Cut. I've been wanting this game for a long time. I love shoot 'em ups, and the Raiden series is probably one of my more favorite ones. It's one of the first shooters that I ever played, so I want to say there's 6 or 7 of these total between them all, even though there's Fighting Aces and there's like a couple other ones. Then there's variants for different systems that play differently and this and that. I only own Raiden 4, Raiden Fighting Aces, and then Raiden 5. They're not terribly expensive. Usually they're about an $70 to $80 title for them, but I would like to get Raiden 1 for the PS1, the long box. I'd like to get that one day. Now, this next order is from PlayAsia, so I did a pretty big order from them. Well, not big, but it's 5 games. So 2 of them, one of them was a pre-order item, and then the other ones we were waiting. the order ended up taking so long. I ordered it at the end of August, I think, and it didn't get here until like maybe 3 or 4 days ago. So this is what ended up holding up the order, and that is Wonder Boy: The Dragon's Trap. This is the English Chinese version. I would have liked to have gotten the limited runs version, but you know my feeling on them. You know, they're just hard to get games from, so I'm not going to complain about it, but it is what it is. I got an actual copy of this. This was not terribly expensive. I think 20-ish bucks. So again, I was actually waiting for this to come out on the Switch, but it's they're just taking too long, and I'm going to make a dedicated Switch video here in the near future on my 6 months retrospective of it, but I guess it'll be 7 months at that point. But Wonder Boy, cool game. Haven't tried it yet. I do want to play it. I love the art style of that. Now these next 4, since I bought an arcade stick, what goes great with arcade sticks? Fighting games and, say it with me now, shmups. So got 4 shmups here. 2 of these are big boxes. 2 of them are just normal ones. Alright, so I'm actually pretty excited to get this, and that is Caladrius Blaze, which was a Japanese Xbox 360 shmup, and then they converted it over to PS4 and Xbox One. Or actually, no, just PS4. So we finally got it on the PS4, which is really cool. So this is actually a pretty cool game. This is more of a bullet hell game versus Raiden, which is more of just a shmup. I mean, I guess they're all basically the same thing, but pretty cool game. It's interesting. It's interesting. Now here's another sad circumstance where Limited Run did an awesome game that I really wanted to get the limited edition for, but sadly I didn't. I tried it at the 10 a.m. and then they do it at 6 p.m. Didn't get either of them, so I ended up having to buy Darius Chronicles Survivors, from PlayAsia. So it plays the same, but unfortunately, and it even, I forget where it says it on here somewhere, but you know, it'll work on the PS4, but all the menus are in Japanese, so that kind of sucks. So yeah, I guess I could watch somebody play like the North American version and figure out which tile equals what on the menu. So that kind of sucks, but at least I can play it, so that's pretty cool, and I own it physically, so occasionally you have to make sacrifices. Now these next 2, I'm really happy to add these. I love getting these limited editions from PlayAsia, and that is Tachyon Project. I think that's probably how you would say that. Limited edition. Haven't actually tried this one yet. I have opened it and taken the disc out. Really cool game. I was going to do an unboxing, but you know, this came out like a month ago, so I'm sure if you want to watch one, you can find it. Actually, it might have been 2 months ago. Now this one I was really excited for because I remember seeing this game come out and actually really wanting to pick it up, but again, there was no physical edition of it. So this is a limited edition of it from PlayAsia as well, and that being Rive, and this is the orange case. No shame in saying this. They did 1,000 copies of this and then 1,500 of the blue variant, so obviously I had to get the rarer one, and I got the orange one. And it was funny, PlayAsia actually tweeted out how quickly the orange one was outpacing the blue one because it was more rare. I think they kind of just did that as a test to just kind of like fuck with their fans, but it was funny, and obviously I went for the rarer version. So there's only 1,000 of these orange ones in the whole world, which is kind of crazy to think that you can buy stuff like that and then like own it. So here's I debated back and forth on getting the 4th version of this or the 5th version. I ended up going for the 5th version just because it's newer than the 4th version. This is a PS3 title. That being Soul Calibur 5. So this has, I want to say that is probably Ezio, right there. Probably Ezio. So Soul Calibur 4 for the PS3 had Darth Vader in it, and then the Xbox had Yoda, and then obviously the Wii had nobody because it didn't come out for the Wii. I might still try to pick up 4 just to be able to play as Darth Vader, because I remember playing that with my childhood best friend as well, and whomping on him with Darth Vader all the time. Soul Calibur is kind of like a guilty pleasure of mine. I suck at it, but I really love playing it because it's a unique fighter. Because I mean, there are plenty of sword fighters, but like this is the Cadillac of sword fighting games. But I'm not very good at it. But I do enjoy playing them, so I'm definitely going to be playing those. So the same place that I picked up that Dreamcast joystick, I've been looking for this PS1 game for a long time, and that being Blaster Master for the PS1, Blasting Again. This is a very minty copy. I was very surprised to see this. I keep not putting the camera in the right spot, but very minty copy of it, and I only paid $10 for this, so there's not a single crack in this case, and it is a real original case, so pretty crazy to find that. I've been wanting that for a long time. My Life in Gaming, they've streamed this a few times, and I just really was appealed to it, and I love the original game. So the one for the Switch is pretty good. It's basically just a remake of the original, but it's not bad. So speaking of NES games, here's 5 that I picked up. Don't often pick these up, but when I find titles that I'm really intrigued by, I pick them up. So this first NES game I picked up at that same store that I got the Blaster Master and the Dreamcast controller, and that being a Taito shoot 'em up, and that is Sky Shark. This has a perfect label on it. Like I don't ever really get perfect labels like that, but there's not a single corner peeling off or anything like that. Amazing condition. These next two, actually all 4 of these I got at a local Amish / indoor farmers market that I go to very rarely. It was near my old house, which I happened to go in that area last weekend, and I'll be going again this weekend. So these 2 are also shmups. Mag Max. I had never heard or seen this title before. I thought that it had a good label, but you can see on this it's kind of messed up, so whatever, you can't have a perfect collection. It's actually a surprisingly fun game. This is the one that you play as a little tank guy, I believe. Yeah. And then the second one is actually a really cool shoot 'em up. I actually tried this out in the store. The guy had a Raspberry Pi set up with pretty much every ROM you could think of, so that you can try it before you buy it. So pretty badass idea right there, in my personal opinion. So this one is called Section Z by Capcom. I had never heard of this myself, but I gave it a test fire at the store. This is actually really cool. So you're actually this little space guy, you know, space shooter, whatever. You're not actually in a ship or anything, or at least the part that I've played so far. You just kind of you're in your space shooting things up. So this was actually a cheap game that I've always heard good things about, and that being Little Nemo Dream Master. So also has a really crispy label on it. I've played this on my NES Classic. I've wanted to own it physically. I think this might get me to actually beat the game. And I actually cleaned all these carts, and for the last one, this is something I needed to complete a trilogy on the NES, and I'm very happy to complete this. I suck at these games, but I love playing him. He's my favorite character in Dead or Alive, that being Ryo Hayabusa in Ninja Gaiden 3. I've been wanting this for a long time. I don't ever see copies of this. It's a pretty sought after game, not terribly expensive. He was asking $60, and I was just like, my inner Hav G's came out, and I was just like, bruh, you got to do better than that on that game. So he knocked it down to $45 for me, so not a terrible price in my opinion. I finished the trilogy of that, and I'm happy to own that. So with that being said, I think I'm up to 80-ish NES titles. I mean, I'm not going for a complete set or anything. I'm just going for the titles that intrigue me and that kind of stuff. So we got a few things left here. So these 2 are 2 more limited editions that I did a live stream for of sort of unboxing. I just didn't really feel like shooting an actual unboxing video. But we got a 3DS game, which this is a really impressive limited edition that I'm very glad I got, and there aren't very many of these. They only made a few thousand of them. And that being Cold Step Revolt for the 3DS. So this is the 20th anniversary of it. I thought it was older than that, to be honest with you. I know they were on the Saturn, and then they made Cold Step Saga for the 360, which I still need to get. This is a really nice limited edition, and it's not like chintzy cardboard either. I mentioned that in my live stream. It's like nice thick cardboard, and like this is a really well done limited edition. The inside of the box has like nice artwork in it, and just really cool, and I cannot wait to actually pop this in and play it. Alright, now I'm starting to freak out. What is that damn noise I keep hearing? Alright, so this one, Radical Reggie did a live stream of him playing this a few times, and I happened to just click on it, just intrigued by the title, because I've known about this franchise for a long time, but I've never actually picked one of the games up. So this is Ys 8 Lacriminos of Dana, or Dana, I guess, limited edition. So this is actually a super badass limited edition. So that's like the artwork in there. That's one of the main characters, and then that's the main boy character. But check out all that shit it comes with. So you got, this is the soundtrack CD, I believe. Then you got this leather-bound book. Then you've got this nice map. And then right here you've got like these book ends, stand end things. Oh no, this is the CD. So what is... Then we got the steel case and the game here. What is this other one? Oh, it's an art book. But yeah, super badass limited edition. I love this box. Like, that's just sweet. Super awesome. Alright, so we got that. Now, many of you know HovG's in the community. That is my boy. We live stream Destiny quite a bit, and that's just my dude. He's been in the community roughly about the same amount of time I have been. Link in the description for his channel. And so we traded the SNES Classic that I got the second one of. I had bought it with the intentions of trading or, you know, flipping it. Well, maybe flipping it. I'll be honest about it. I would shamefully do it. I flipped my second NES Classic. Don't get mad. You'd do the same thing if you had the opportunity. So I ended up trading Hov for it, and Hov is known to be a generous guy, but never in my wildest dreams did I think I would ever own these PS1 RPGs, let alone the limited editions, let alone in like basically mint condition. Hov, again, thank you so much for this. Like, you know, whenever you see something that, if I'm ever live streaming at a Goodwill and you see me pick up something, it's just yours, man. Just straight up. Like, I can't even, like, I opened the box and I wanted to do it live or, you know, record it or whatever, but like, I was just so excited to open it, and most of you are probably just skipping ahead to see what the hell I'm talking about. But I've ended up trading me Lunar, the Silver Star Story, complete. It is missing the pendant, unfortunately. I have found one on eBay, but I haven't actually bought it yet. But everything else is in mint condition. He even shipped this in this little, you know, specific plastic container for this, so that it'll stay nice and mint. As soon as I'm done beating Xenoblade Chronicles X, this is the next RPG I'm gonna tackle. Like, Hov, I'm just kind of at a loss for words that he would trade me this, let alone trade me the second one as well. That being Lunar 2 Eternal Blue Complete. So, like, Hov traded me both of these for a SNES Classic. Now, you know, at the current moment, they are pretty rare, and who knows, Nintendo might pull a dick move like they did with the NES and fucking yank the supply again and just be like, too bad you got to deal with scalpers. I have no idea. Hov wanted that. He, I guess, obviously didn't want these, or he's just generous and loves your boy DGC and wanted to make a nice trade. And Hov, like, I don't even know what to say. I'm just internally grateful for this. Like, I've wanted these two RPGs for a long time. I really have. They're just two fantastic stories I've heard, and you know, just the graphics and this and that have always intrigued me. I don't have a big PS1 collection, but these are two that I'll probably never get rid of, quite frankly. I want to get the pendant for it, and yeah, I'm just super excited to play these. This is already a 28-minute video. Most of you are probably pissed off about that, but you know what? Some of the people like long videos, and you know what? I like them both, and this is my channel. So I want a giveaway from Chasing the Classics. Dude, there's that noise again. I don't know what it is, but he shipped it out, and it hasn't quite arrived yet, so hopefully it'll get here soon. But until then, I've got a laundry list of games that I need to play, and yeah. Oh my god, guys, the lights just turned out. And the neighbor's dog's freaking out. I don't know what's going on. Oh god. Alright guys, so in all seriousness, Brad and Eric sent me a package that I won from a giveaway. This is actually the third time that I've won a giveaway from them, so that's pretty awesome. The first one was Q*bert, complete in box for the NES, styrofoam and everything. Not a rare game, super awesome to add to the collection. and then UN Squadron, which is a very difficult shoot 'em up for the Super Nintendo. And the third game that I won is in this package. Go ahead and check this out here. See what we got going on here. This is a game that personally I don't think I ever would have bought on my own, because it's one of the rarest, if not the rarest, PS2 game to my knowledge. I don't know how many copies of this were made ever. It's made by Age Tech. Well, actually, published by Age Tech, developed by From Software, who now makes Dark Souls, Demon Souls, Bloodborne. They made the Otegi games. They made Murakami something or other on the original Xbox. So they love making exclusives for Xbox and PlayStation. But so that being Kuon for the PS2. Oh, there's a serious glare on there. All right, where's there no glare? All right, here's no glare. Well, kind of. All right, but yes, this is a nice complete box copy. There was a little piece of bubble wrap in here to protect the game. So yeah, I'm actually pretty stoked to get this. This is actually a great game to be streaming near Halloween time. So I'll be live streaming a full playthrough of this throughout the next couple weekends, maybe during the weeknights. I don't really know yet. So with the trade that I did with Hav, this was 100% free to me. I just can't even speak on the generosity of these two channels. And just even the community, the little community, little tight-knit community that we're in. Just a bunch of cool guys. I mean, you know, I feel like I'm friends with all these guys. I don't know about their personal lives and this and that, but like I know their gaming interests, and you know, hopefully in the near future I'll be joining in with Tight White on his. They have a little Xbox club where they play games online together, whether that be Call of Duty, Battlefield, Halo, that kind of stuff. So looking forward to doing that sometime in the near future. Our resident RPG expert, which is Bad Company, Hav, he's just the funny guy in the group. Brad and Eric, they're awesome guys. They do giveaways pretty regularly, not as much as they used to, but definitely pretty regularly. And if they're giving away stuff like this, I mean, there's a pretty good reason to not be doing it all the time. I don't know how much they paid for this, to be honest with you. I do remember watching the video where they picked it up. So I'd asked him if he had played it. He said for a little bit. It's a pretty cool game. I don't know a ton about it myself, but I watched a little bit about it, a couple reviews, and then I typed it in, and one of the first things that actually popped up was a video from Tight White from like a few years ago. So this has definitely been on my radar for a long time, and I'm very glad to have this in my collection. But back to the community. I love this little tight-knit group that we're in. It's really cool. Like you know, Smash kind of does, Smash AT, he kind of does like the news of what's going on. He's dabbling in some more reviews here lately. Shad Juice, he's like a huge NES collector. You know, Wood Baron Retro, he picked up a what was that, Earthbound, like the big box, like pretty minty too. Like it was probably about 6 months ago, but he you know, he found that super cheap. And then it's just a cool little community. I mean, I obviously I can't name all you guys in the videos, but I mean, there's got to be at least 50 of us that kind of just all watch each other's videos and, you know, help each other's channels grow and this and that. And it's been pretty awesome. I mean, and CM Retro, I mean, he's probably the one guy who helps most channels grow, because he's just always giving people shout outs and doing all sorts of stuff. He's doing the full year of 2017. He's doing Year of PlayStation, and that's been pretty cool to watch him get into PlayStation more. I have a very big PS3 library, and I have a decent sized PS4 library because it's still the current gen. PS2, most of those were all on the Xbox, and I played all those games on the Xbox. And then PS1 I know pretty much nothing about. I'm like fresh into that, don't know anything about it. But you know, with the other guys in the community, I can just ask them, text them, you know, is this game good? Is this worth picking up? Is this a good price? Blah 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 blah. But this community it's pretty awesome to just watch it grow. And you know, we're always willing, or at least I am, I'm sure they are too, to help out smaller channels grow. And I mean, obviously I'm still a small channel. I've only got 360 subscribers, but you know, it's amazing to me. September 6th or 9th of 2016 was the first day I did a video. Shamefully, I occasionally go back and look at my older videos. I'll just click on a random video to watch the quality of it and how much the channel has grown and evolved, whether that be editing, thumbnails, you know, occasionally have Nico guest star in some videos, or doing different locations and different stores, and just all sorts of stuff that has changed over the last year in the way I've done my channel. I don't do... For a long time I was doing kind of like pickup videos at flea markets and Goodwills, and that's cool and all, but in my area they're just not good. I mean, I kind of have to eBay shop, which is really unfortunate, but it just is what it is. There was a time where I could go to the flea markets and antique stores and get good stuff, but that doesn't exist anymore in my area, at least. Some people are fortunate and can find stuff like this in the wild, and hell, Brad found stadium events for $1. That was the first time they went out hunting together, Brad and Eric, and they found that for $1. So that's, I mean, the chances of finding games is slim, but throughout the time of watching all these people, it has taught me that the opportunities are still out there. They really are. But yeah, so go check out all these channels I've recommended, and through watching those channels you'll hear about other channels and this and that. But again, thanks Brad and Hav. The Lunars are back there, but again, thank you Hav, Brad, Eric, everybody else in the community. It's just great to be a part of it, and can't say that enough. Peace out for now, guys. Until next time.
Come here, you mother...